Greetings. Man, no. Go do something else. Go away. Go. You already. Yes. I just put the background back up. I put it up. First of all, they tore it down. I put it back up. I come back, it's torn down. Yeah. So I just, yeah, I can see the feline wars. I can see that. Going around plants, tearing down everybody's backgrounds. All right, greetings. Yeah, I can see Fritzy on the move there. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do Andromeda Council, Alice in Wonderland, and the Crab Nebula Constellation. I guess I got drama-free energy. Is she falling asleep back there? Are you falling asleep? Yeah. No. So, yeah, the background terrorists. So the Crab Nebula, I'm kind of going backwards a little bit. First off, I felt the Andromeda Council, so I'm not sure what's coming of that. The Crab Nebula felt like a reptilian attack. I guess it was a star at one time. At least that's the vibe I'm getting from that. So that's lovely. And I believe there are crab people there in the Crab Nebula. I don't even just call it that way. They can call it the Spider Nebula because it looks like a spider web. But they call it the Crab Nebula. I mean, there are crab people. Some of them are sailors. Some of them like the oceans. Some of them here. Some of them are known to have like a crab-like arm. I was driving over a bridge that's over the water. I visualized a crab arm, probably my own arm, actually, in one lifetime. So, yeah. Oh, we're taking a nap, huh? I want to turn on the background again. For so I'll jump up there and tear it down instead. Yeah. So, Alice in Wonderland was Carol. Yeah, he's kind of creepy. Yeah, he didn't want to date regular women. He wanted to date children, like at 11 years old. So what does that say? So, but he was very connected to the astral realms, and he did. If it wasn't for him, he wouldn't have the Wizard of Oz that's currently here, and probably a lot of other fairy tale energies here, which says a lot. Of course, the Grimm fairy tales has a lot of stuff there, but a lot of that was teaching, but a lot of that was pretty dark too. So I'll tap into that the best of my ability. At least that's what's necessary to tap into. I'm not sure that's worth going that deep into, but Alice in Wonderland does have a lot of elite secret society energies connected to it. Of course, Wizard of Oz also did too, because he just went by what he saw. Of course, Wizard of Oz, apparently that he wrote other books, but they weren't popular, so just put everything into the Oz books. So if it was politics or if it wasn't for kids, he didn't care. So it makes sense. I mean, you go where it's popular, so that's why the Oz books are a little strange. But he was definitely Frank Baum was just allowing himself to be himself. So Simon.com, right? Press sessions. The scheduler at the shop. I'm on February 11th, I think, 14th, I think 18th for some people. I'm finally getting somewhere. Same situation here. Webinar tomorrow. social networking behind the scenes. And real quick. So yeah, it's the Crab Nebula, but that can also be. They can call it all kinds of stuff if they wanted to. So I think it's it's the theory. Oh, that's right. This is a theory. A massive star whose explosive death has been witnessed centuries before by the Chinese. That's the theory. So it does feel like it was a sun at one time, but I feel like it was destroyed though. What's this vibe I'm getting from it? Background terrorists. They come in twos. At least here they do. For fight for another day, huh? All right, so going to the Andromeda Council energies. I believe it's just about the world affairs currently. Doesn't mean the ships are going to land tomorrow or anything like that. Yeah, good luck with that. I thought I've heard other theories about it. I'm not going to. Whatever. What things are? Yeah, we're just dealing with ourselves. There's no manipulation going on by alien beings. You're right. If you're an alien being, and you have those vulnerable humans wandering around and don't believe it, and most of the population doesn't believe in it, they're going to mess with this. They're going to say they're not doing it, of course, but they're definitely doing it. Why not? You got nothing better to do. I mean, what's your purpose in life? I mean, until we start figuring it out, which most of society obviously is not interested in that. But when society begins to realize we're not alone and take it more seriously, good luck with that. Well, they have to see it to believe it. So they just won't make themselves known. That's all. So, I mean, technically, this could go on forever. Technically, I mean, of course, eventually we'll have some kind of alien invasion. I don't know about in this lifetime, but it definitely is going to happen one day between now and the year 10,000. So, okay. All right, the cats are quiet, sort of. Fritzy's taking a break from world destruction or background destruction. So, yeah, they're pretty good. So, okay, all right, blessings. Greetings. I am Asna, the Andromedan Council. Yes, realize we do what we can here. We can't always interfere, as you know. We can heal the vibrations. We connect your energy fields to help you help the earth, as some of you know already. Yes, we do work in the background. There are many of us actually on the ground. You just don't normally see it. Sometimes you might, in your vision, actually feel like you actually walked by an Andromedan being or a Palladian being. But even us as Andromedans are still learning much from your Earth existence. Because just because you connect to us on a spiritual level doesn't mean that we're learning from you completely. Because some people are blocked off. So we learn what we can from you. So that's why some alien beings see humans as, some aliens talk down to humans because we can't connect with you. Now, some can, but some, it's complicated. When we talk, yes, some do talk down to human race. Well, because they don't seem like they can connect to you on a mental level. So they're acting like the teacher, the high school principal that's lost their patience, whatever it might be. Of course, a lot of us are trying not to lose our patience. But we can lose our patience with humans individually. So it's up to the human to take what you want. Yes, some humans need just the positive all the time. Well, because that's the flavor of reality. That's the energy that they can only handle. They can't handle anything else. It's like a flavor of ice cream or cereal. Seriously, they only can handle a certain amount of energy. They can't. It's like how much of the world can you handle? Some of them shut it off. Obviously, they keep their frequency high, but a lot of them just can't handle what's happening on the planet, as some of you know. But that's why many of you are here. Many of you are ground ground workers. We don't really have a word for it. At least not at this moment. Ground crew. You've been through the positive, the negative. You've been through everything. You've been through combat. You've been through all these things. So you see all sides. And some are having difficulty. Yes, like the word neutral, the neutral energy, meaning that you're just open to both sides. Doesn't mean that you're negative, but some feel that way, which is unfortunate. Meaning you're open minded. You're just open minded to all, you're not judging anyone. Even those of the positive can judge quite a bit, actually. They know that too. Of course, they change the verbiage of that. But some cannot handle the frequencies of this earth. They have to live a certain type of vibration. They have to live in the middle class. They have to have a relationship. They have to have these certain types of gifts from the planet. Yes, they'll have some challenges, but they can't handle like a lot of abuse in their family or child abuse or whatever it might be. Some can't deal with it. Some can, but then that's it. Then they have to live a good life. Yes, they have to live as they call it, a higher frequency. But in some ways, they live in a bubble, basically. So as alien energies, yes, we learn through you. So we do assist you. We do work with your guides, as you know. Yes, some of you already know this, but we are working much with the nanotechnology that's getting very heavy. That is programming a lot of your society. There is a feline history with this earth. There are feline beings that are manipulating society through cults and secret societies that don't want to make. Yeah, they're some of the feline energies here. You can say we're part of we're part of why nature is so vicious. Well, like it'd be nice to be able to go into nature and just hug a tiger, right? For example. I think some elephants are pretty decent with humans overall, but a lot of times the wild animals are, you can say technically they've been programmed to attack humans for food reasons. You can say the animals, obviously, the tigers and lions have been, they've been blocked, just like humans. They have their own lessons they have to learn here. So they're just going by instinct, just as humans are going by their instinct. So you're having your linkage with Earth, with humanity, basically for you to understand how nature works. Some of you understand to a certain level, but some feel like all loving animals and all that. And they come a little bit they connect to nature too easily, meaning that they're not always aware of what nature is capable of, such as attacking people. Some of you have learned that, but many have not. I mean, literally, you can wonder what, if yes, you have a difficult family, but also going to nature is like, this would be okay. And then you have problems there too. Well, you're warning the difficulties within people and nature itself. Those are hard lessons, but not to say nature is a bad thing, far from it. But there are certain, places you just got to know where to go. And sometimes you have to go through negativity to figure that out. So, but it helps you synchronize with the Earth's vibration. Because, like, as an Agarthian being, an Agartha, for example, you can connect. You have all of the knowledge. Connecting with nature is fine. Yes, you know where to go, where not to go. But as a human, do you remember? So sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. So, but as for your world war, we're not seeing a world war, but we do see an attack on the people, as you can see now. All these manipulations are happening on different levels, of course. Your government, your U.S. government, yes, it's showing that it's not for the people, as so, and some really need to learn it, unfortunately. So if some feel the government's always going to be on their side, they're there to protect them and all that. Obviously, there's another side to it. So it's actually teaching how dark you can truly get. It's not going to go into I mean, technically it is a dictatorship, but it's not literally harming the people. But eventually humans are going to an energy of healing the chemical warfare that's happening on your planet. That will happen eventually, but we'll leave you with that. Blessings. Greetings. We had a consciousness from Astral, your fairy tale realms, the Alice in Wonderland frequency. Much as that is part of a secret society vibration, to not necessarily control society, but to show a cartoon side of the astral realm to your world. At least it makes it cartoonish for you to understand what's going on in the astral realm. That there is a lot of infighting still going on. If a children's story is going to be violent, that means there's still violence going on in the astral. Of course, if it happens in your fiction, it shows that also. So astral is trying to, so you can heal this energy by becoming more aware of the astral realms. That's an easy thing, of course. Well, many beings in the astral realm feel like they have their mission is to control humanity, to dictate it. That's what they're born to do, even if they phase out, even their soul no longer exists afterwards, which does happen a lot. So your understanding of this was the alien technology that's here. We do see a timeline where alien beings become more seen, and not just in your third eye, but actually see the holographic sides of them. Basically, you see a holographic alien being walking around, meaning that they're there. It's just they're showing, they're not cloaking themselves as they used to. There will be a breakdown of that eventually. There is the Atlantean manipulation here, of course, on Lemurian manipulation also, but it goes much further than that. You can say it goes back down to the creation of your planet to begin with. It was always meant to go deeper than other worlds. So it's always been a difficult planet. Not the most difficult, but one of the most difficult. It's necessary. Especially the crimes have been done in the universe, meaning the beings that do not have karma in the higher dimensions find themselves here eventually. What they have done to other beings comes back to them eventually. And some are still having difficulties with karma belief system, which is fine. I mean, most likely you're not going to that karma then. You have a way of not having to deal with it. But other beings aren't so lucky, or they sign up for it. So you can sign up for karma, you can sign up not to have karma. But when you sign up for karma, it shows itself eventually. I mean, you can put, karma on the shelf, but eventually you're going to have to experience it sooner or later. You can go on thousands of years without experiencing it, but eventually you'll find some reason to do so. So it all depends on the individual. You can do whatever you want. Doesn't mean you all live the same lives, but some of you go through the same situations, but differently. Some of you have been dictators, and you probably remember some of those things. That didn't go so well. Well, it does, but yeah, being a dictator and watch it all crumble in front of you is not easy. That's why you have your presidency for only 4 or 8 years. It's like, enjoy it while you can, because when you're there, a dictator for a long time, it starts to disintegrate. It's not fun. Greetings. Greetings to you. We are the crab nebula consciousness. Much of the grid that was put on our planet or our sun, our worlds, um, did not. We weren't able to sustain ourselves as much as your world is. So many of us came to your planet to keep it for survival, especially to understand your oceans. You'd be surprised how an ocean can turn against you. I think some of you know that. That's why some of you don't want nothing to do with the water at all. You can get the energies, but go out to the sea. It's like, well, maybe not so much because you've had a lot. Ocean past lives, yes, are fun when not everything goes fine, but when everything starts to fall apart, yes, it becomes more difficult. And some do have lifetimes where they heal from the ocean basically to overcome their fears and go back into the sea and go lightly, but then to love it again. And the memories of being prepared to handle it comes true, comes easier. The beings that are here on your planet that's causing difficulties, that's basically, yes, your Earth is going to like a reset of some kind. Your monetary system will be changed eventually, but not just yet. The military is changing also. The military is going to get eventually an upgrade for has more advanced technologies, such as lasers. They're going to slowly introduce it as they are now, but it will become more laser technology to connect more to the military on certain levels. It's just basically you're going slowly into the future, as what you've seen on television. That eventually, yes, be able to travel into space. They already have that technology now, as many of you know, where you can just launch from an airport and just go into space. They already have that technology, just not making it public. Eventually, that become more normal. They're trying to make it as hard as they can, but also realize they're making it hard being here, as you can see. They're going to make going into space even harder. Yes, just starships going into space and not making it. With civilians on that, yes, that's your next. You can say space war. You can say it's inevitable. So, human energies that you're tapping into now. Some of you have seen the future, seen yourself in the future. Some of you are actually seeing yourselves on other planets and other realities, because you know you're needed out in space as the Earth goes more into space. So you're actually seeing future lifetimes of yourself. So yes, this is a building block of getting there. So some of you just can't wait to get out of this reality and go into a less dense reality. But some of you will be like commanders or important parts of going into space, because some of you have already experienced those lifetimes, but it all depends on when the time is right. Yeah, so basically you're in the space age now, but the very primitive side of it's like discovering a new country back in your past. And these times are going to be very primitive once you hit the future. But right now you're dealing with dictatorships in all countries, most countries at this time. Even if you don't think it's a dictatorship, there is one. They just don't name themselves that way, but they have a controlling, ruling elite energy. It's up to your human race to see that from your point of view. So right now, you have to connect with nature, connect with yourself. Actually, yourself is really the place to go. Nature is fine, but as you connect more to yourself, you'll see nature more clearly, and you'll see the portals and energy beings that are around. Obviously, as long as so far you can go with that to see what's here. But basically, you can yes, clear out what has been blocking you to see more that's surrounding in your surroundings. As Crab Nebula energies, yes, you say we were too prepared, or we were just felt we were, basically it was our time to come to an end. We were a little bit too, we thought we can defeat anything. We have in the past, but we brought a lot of our energies to your world. We were to defend this place, because as a soul collective, we weren't really going anywhere. We accomplished what we're there to accomplish. And just like you have a human death here, we had a plant death or a sun death, which is very difficult, but those are hard. But it's like worlds that don't want to die. We weren't really growing as a species anymore. We accomplished everything we needed to accomplish, but someone had to come in and shut us down because we found ways to continue with longevity past our prime. But now we come to your planet to be more of use because we had abilities, we were capable of a great deal, but we weren't utilizing it for other planets. It's like you have abilities, you're not always sharing your talents, and then sometimes that makes sense. You're doing all inner healing, but there are other times like, hey, there's a whole world out there. Why don't you go out and connect to others? You can do it, and you decide not to. It's like, okay, you decide not to. So what do we need you for now? We don't need you anymore if you're not going to do that. So that's what happened to Crab Nebula. At least that's one version of it. Everyone has their own versions of it. So your Vladimir Putin? Yes, he's going to survive all this for now. We see your Russian government surviving also. Your human race, your human population, yes, are going to be tested. Yes, you're not in the war, but it feels like you are part of it. So it's kind of a world war, a world conscious war on the people. Basically, you see the manipulators in your governments more than ever. Yes, they have no. And that's very Anunnaki of them to flaunt their power over the people. And some of this should bring some memories to some of you about alien beings that have walked all over you in previous lifetimes. And you see it again. But it doesn't mean they're walking on you this time. They're just walking on societies. Like, how is society not realizing this? So obviously the alien energies are here. It's in human form. It's more difficult to decipher. If you just see an alien being, he's like, oh, he's the one doing this. But obviously you see in the government, there's obviously an alien presence there. Some say they're not doing anything. It's all human, but a lot of alien beings that have been connected to your world see themselves as humans. But there are alien beings. Because they've been manipulating your world for such a long time, they feel like they're a member of your planet, which they technically are. They're not seeing your physical, but they are part of your consciousness. So they're dealing with their issues. The alien issues, and they have so many problems. Yeah, so like your president, so is your US, yeah, see that one obviously let go of his free will and let others control him. I mean, what does that say? Even to allow themselves to be cloned the way he's been cloned for such a long time. He literally just lost faith in himself and just allow people to clone him, and just that's a war on its own. It's like, are you willing to heal the cloning of yourself? Now, some might not believe it, which is fine, but others of you see it. And that's all that matters, boy. How you see the world. Others might see it the same way. It's impossible they all to see the same thing, as you know. That's just...